Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Honey Plants, and today I decided to do a favorites for February video. So what I did was I went through my collection and I picked out a few plants that were making me really happy with their growth, or just how they are behaving for me this past month. And I think I chose maybe 7 or 8 of the plants that were making me happy. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first plant that I'm going to talk to you about is my Monstera Adansonii. And this plant here is the result of me cutting back another Adansonii that I was growing that ended up getting mealies and started having a lot of other problems. So what I did was I cut the plant back, and this pot of Adansonii is only from wet sticks. So it did not have any leaves on it at all. So I'm really proud and happy with how this plant is doing. And it's been back in my death row area of my plant collection. So now I think that it's ready to come back and be out in the regular population with the rest of my plants. So yeah, that's number one, my Monstera Adansonii. All right, moving along. Let's see, let me scoot this one over a little. All right, so this is my Hoya verticillata heartleaf. And I just said a mouthful. So this plant I've had for a few years now, and it has not grown for me very much. But I am so happy with this plant. I always like Hoya that have thick succulent leaves. And this one has splash on the leaves. And right now, this plant, it has a new growth point that appears to be coming straight out of the soil. It has put on a new leaf, which is this leaf right here. So I am extremely happy with this verticillata heartleaf. And I'm hoping that it will continue and grow so much that I have to put it on a bigger trellis, or at least fill out this trellis. So yes, this is the second plant on my February favorites list. All right, moving along. We have this Hoya, and this is my Hoya Sulawesi GPS 8867. And if you've been watching some of my videos, you know that this plant had a growth spurt in February, and it put on 3 new leaves. So these 2 leaves here, and also this leaf up here in the front that's super shiny. They are all 3 new leaves on this plant, and I have been very happy with this plant. It hasn't given me any problems, but it has been a slower grower. So that's why I was really excited that it put on all this new growth, 3 leaves all at once. So it did make my list for my February favorites. And I hope that you like seeing these beautiful, shiny, thick and succulent leaves. All right, so I'll scoot this one over. And all right, I'll go with this plant here. Oops. See if I can get it. It really does need to be repotted. This is my Hoya Bella, and this plant is a happy camper. It does sometimes go through phases where it has lost a few leaves. Like you can see some blank areas. But, you know, plants aren't going to be perfect. But this plant has bloomed multiple times for me. It grew from a tiny cutting that was given to me by my friend Anna. Hi, Anna, if you're watching. And it has new growth coming onto it. It is in a very small pot right now, and so it's in a pot with no drainage, and it also is in a cover pot. So I intend to repot this plant soon. I am careful about how I water it so that it is not being overwatered, but it does well in its situation, and I have been very happy with it. It has another bloom forming. Let's see, I can't seem to show it. Let me see if I can get it so you can see. There we go. You can see it there. And then this one here has one about to open up, and there's new growth. So this plant is a very good grower, and it has made my favorites list, the Hoya Bella. All right, so next on my February favorites, this is the Florida Green, Philodendron Florida Green. And I have never been into philodendrons like this, but I'm getting more into them because of how rewarding they are with their growth. And just the growth habit. I love how it has roots anchoring it out of the stem. It is a vining kind of plant. So I did just order a moss pole, which will, I think, be my first real moss pole that will not just be for support, but I think I'm going to try to train this plant to anchor into the moss pole. So I'll let you all know how that goes. But this plant here is growing nonstop. Every time a new leaf opens, there is one that comes behind it. Hi, Olive. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's one of my doggies, Olive. All right, so the Florida Green has made my list for February favorites. All right, so next I need to kind of scoot back here and see if I can get this plant without damaging it. So this plant that I'm bringing over is my Amarillas plant, and you can see that it has 4 blooms. This is its second bloom session with me. And it has, its foliage has opened up on it. So it's really beautiful. And I was surprised because I am new to Amarillas, so I didn't know that they bloomed more than once. But this plant is on its second bloom cycle, and I read that they can bloom 2 to 3 times before then going dormant. So this is on my February favorites list, and it is really tall. Like I can sit it right here. There's a chair here, and it's still able to be seen. So yes, it is a gorgeous plant, and it made my February favorites list. All right, let me just be careful. All right, let's see. What was, oh, so one other favorite, I'll kind of turn the camera so you can see this one. So, all right, so this is my rubber tree, Bubba the Rubber, and you can see it is getting tall. And this plant is still growing. So I don't know, let me see if I can help you see it. This is a new leaf on my rubber tree. And it does continue to grow when it's in the house. And of course, the growth is slower than when it's outside, but it does well, and it's always one of my favorites. So it's doing very well. It's developed a few new leaves since I bought it in the house. All right, now I think I picked one more. All right, let me just slide over here and get it. So this plant is my Anthurium red crystallinum. And the reason why I'm choosing this plant as in my February favorites is because I did an experiment on it. If you've been watching my videos, you might know this already, where I air layered the nodes on this plant. And in a week's time, it is pushing out a new leaf. And so this is why this plant has made it into my February favorites. I'm hoping and praying that this leaf does better than this last leaf that it tried to push out. That one got stunted. And that's the reason why I went ahead and did air layering. I saw some other plant people that did that to theirs, and they said it really did help with growth and so forth. So this is my Anthurium red crystallinum, and it is also on my February favorites. All right, well, I hope that you have enjoyed my February favorites video, and maybe I will make this a monthly video where I just pull a few of my favorite plants that have been doing well, and just give a little talk about how they were doing and things like that. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you have a great weekend. Look for another video coming pretty soon, which will be my another plant tour video, which I'm still working on getting everything situated with it. So have a great weekend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.